Dancy's loses the newborn bill when the repairman fixed the furnace. Why is it that everything goes wrong just when you need it most? Your brand new automobile starts every time, but now that it's stubborn and keeping you late for work, you get fired on the same day that you receive a hefty bill. After you've been dealt the worst hand in history, there aren't many things worse than the world working against you. One poor father, about to be squashed by the hand of an expensive repairman, was taken entirely by surprise. For Jesse Hull, the past month had been difficult. Yes, he and his wife Maria had been having financial difficulties trying to start a new life together, just like most young couples do. They were determined to welcome their first son, Adler, into the world even if it wasn't exactly planned. However, just as things seemed to be improving, he discovered a strange letter affixed to a repairman's bill. Was there an additional fee? A practical joke? Rather, he discovered something that made him quickly go for his phone. Maria and Jesse call Wilmar, Minnesota home. For the young family, everything was going so smoothly. They had their firstborn kid, Jesse was earning a nice living, and their bank account was growing. The Hull family was about to become a quartet, they announced to friends and relatives later in September 2016. They even got Maria a new automobile as a way to celebrate. However, if something can go wrong, it will. When they returned home one night, just when they believed everything could not get any better, Jesse saw something he would never forget. The evening of February 22nd, Jesse was completely unprepared. Maria wasn't due until March, but she was on the verge of giving birth. At that point, Jesse realized the young family was going to face some difficulties. She delivered a healthy 7-pound, 9-ounce, 21-inch son that evening. Maria was making a full recovery, and the whole family was overjoyed with the new baby. However, they were so engrossed in the thrill that they neglected to consider the weather, which would turn out to be a crucial error. They had no idea that this evening would completely upend their lives. Even though Minnesotans are accustomed to a lot of snow, there are instances when they must stay indoors and wait it out. The National Weather Service warned of a significant blizzard moving into southern and central Minnesota early on February 22nd. A winter storm watch was issued, with the expectation that heavy rain will start on Thursday, February 23rd, in the evening, and turn into heavy snow on Friday morning. The Hulls heard the news and decided that as long as they stayed inside, they would be all right. However, they could not have been more mistaken. Jesse started getting everything ready to welcome Maria and the baby into the house at this exact moment. He had a shower and then drove to the hospital to pick them up because everything appeared to be in order. But the water turned chilly as soon as he was done showering. He ran inside the furnace room in a panic to investigate the problem. It seemed like a dream come true. There's no way this could be occurring at this moment, could there? The house's furnace had failed. Jesse made an unsuccessful attempt to fix it himself. He recognized the risk to his newborn child since the temperature was expected to dip below 30 degrees Fahrenheit, -1 degrees Celsius, that evening. He said, "I panicked. I have a 2-year-old here, a newborn coming home, and this was before the big potential snowstorm." He prayed for a miracle as he answered the phone. Maria and Jesse were unable to resolve the problem, and things were looking very bad for these two overburdened parents. Jesse made contact with a repairman whom the family had previously hired on a few occasions. Regretfully, he was overbooked and unable to be at the Hull's residence in time. Jesse then turned to the internet to look for other local repair providers, but his unfortunate situation persisted. The businesses he contacted were all occupied assisting other clients in getting ready for the storm. Time was not on his side. Then he realized something very important. Not so long ago, Jesse had spoken with a neighbor who informed him about a nearby heating and air conditioning company. The neighbor was all praise for the business, praising their hard work and excellent customer support. However, Jesse was having trouble recalling the company name. Jesse tried a Hail Mary and contacted his neighbor to get the information. There wasn't much of a chance, but he had no other options. When Jesse called the neighbor, he was informed that the business was called Magnuson Sheet Metal. He tried his best to convey the seriousness of the issue to co-owner Craig Erland over the phone. His appeal was successful. After he hung up, a repairman arrived at his residence in 20 minutes. They succeeded in repairing the furnace and turning on the heat. Their home was once again peaceful, and a catastrophe had been avoided until they saw the cost from the repairman. Then, Over a month after the event, Jesse discovered the Magnuson sheet metal invoice when he opened the mailbox. If you've ever needed furnace repair, you know that it's an expensive endeavor, and the price is typically doubled in an emergency. Jesse wasn't excited to see this invoice because of this. He was, however, completely unprepared for what he witnessed. The work performed at Jesse's residence was noted on the invoice as follows: pilot assembly, burner cleaning, and furnace repair. However, there was this notation instead of a payment for the job done. Free of charge. Observe the newborn with care. I was unsure if it was a girl or a boy. The owner stated, "We'll give the baby heat because I wasn't sure if I should get pink or blue." What say you about that? Maria and Jesse found it hard to believe. I asked myself, what? No, this isn't possible, Maria thought back. However, it was. Jesse thanked Craig and Magnuson on Facebook for their wonderful gesture and service. Customers of this kind stay with these businesses forever. I express my gratitude to Craig and your team for the incredible experience, he wrote. The tale was broadcast on a Minneapolis news station after the narrative gained widespread attention due to its heartwarming nature. They discovered that Craig and his business were not the only ones who performed the kind deed. The KMSP article stated that Craig has a history of lending a hand to needy families by working on holidays or forgiving modest expenses. Soon after, feedback began to pour in, verifying that Magnuson Heating and Cooling had performed similar gratuitous repairs for neighbors, mending furnaces and other appliances in the hopes that the fortunate receiver would return the favor by helping someone else in need. We just did it to be nice people. We didn't do it for the publicity. And that's it. Simply to show these folks some love, he said. That's what this is all about. Still, it was evident that the business had fostered goodwill throughout the neighborhood. People were thanking Magnuson Sheet Metal for the gesture, and their Facebook company page was inundated with positive evaluations and comments. To the Hulls, it's a blessing to have companies such as yours that not only do great work, but also take care of your community, said one reviewer. In addition to promising to be devoted clients, the Hulls themselves added, "We will definitely be calling on your services again, just hopefully not too soon from now," as Jesse stated in a Facebook post. Although it's ideal to avoid always needing home repairs, it's comforting to know that there is a company you can rely on to offer reliable and honest service. Furthermore, Jesse and Maria made the decision to give back to their community as a way of saying thank you. They reasoned that it was the least they could do in light of everything that had been provided for them. Jesse and Maria knew this was their opportunity when they heard that Oliver, their friend Sean Block's baby son, had been admitted to the Children's Hospital of Minnesota due to a serious case of meningitis. The Hulls published the family's GoFundMe page to help with medical expenditures and raised awareness of Oliver's situation. The target for fundraising had been reached before the end of February. It simply goes to show how an apparently insignificant act of kindness can ignite a chain reaction of generosity that aids friends, family, and even total strangers in need. Give it back!